start again. It's a rich thing.
In this video, we are going to learn about map filter reduce function, and also we will learn about list comprehension. So let's start with map function. To understand it, let me take an example where we have to return the square of the numbers from 1 to 10. So let me first define a function, that is def square, and this function will take one value x, and then it will return the square of that value, that is x multiplied by x. And then let me run a for loop, like for I in range of 1 comma 11, like this. And then let me call this function square for each value of I, like square and then I. And here let me declare one empty list like this, and then let me append all these squares in this list L like this. And now let me print this list. So it is showing our expected output, but here note that we need 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 lines. So we need here 7 lines of code to implement this logic, but you can reduce this number of lines by using map function. So the map function in Python accepts a function and a list. It gives a new list which contains all modified items returned by the function for each item. Like, so if I use map function, then after writing this logic for this square function, we need to write map, and then within parentheses we need to first pass the function, that is square, like this. And then we need to pass the range or the sequence. Here we can pass any collection data type, but in our case we need to pass range 1 comma 11 like this. And then we need to typecast it into list like this, and then print this total thing like this. So let me run this code. So it is showing the same value. So here by using map function we can do all these things by using 3 lines of code only. So map function reduce your length of the code. Now we will learn about filter function. So to understand this filter function, let me take an example where we need to return all the even numbers that are present in the range of 1 to 10. So let me first define is even, and this function will take one value like this, and then it will check whether this value, that is x, is even or not, like x modulus 2 equals to 0, because if this expression evaluates to true, then the number, that is x, will be even. So if it is even, then just return that number like this. And if it is odd, then return O like this. And now let me run one for loop, like for I in range of 1 comma 11, and then let me call this isEven function for each values of I, like isEven, and within parentheses we need to pass I like this. And then let me create one empty list, L equals to like this. And now let me check whether this value of A is equals to not equals to O or not, because if this isEven function returns O, it means it is the current value of I is odd. So then we need not to append that number in this empty list. If it is not O, then only we are going to append this number in this list. So if A not equals to O, then just append it, L dot append A like this. And then let me print this list L. So if I run this code, so it is showing our expected output, because 2 4 6 8 10 are the even numbers that are present in this range 1 to 10. But here note that the number of line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So here we need 11 lines of code. But you can reduce this thing by using this filter function. So after writing this isEven function, we need to use this filter function. So we need to write filter, and then first of all we need to pass the function name, that is isEven, and then we need to pass the sequence, that is range of, in our case it is one range of 1 comma 11, like this. And then let me typecast it into list like this, and then print it. And also we don't need this else part. Let me execute this code. So it is showing our expected output. So the number of line is 1, 2, 3, 4. So by using this filter function we can reduce the length of the code, which will increase the readability. Now we will learn about list comprehension. To understand it, let me take an example where we need to return the square of the numbers that are even in the range of 1 to 10. So to do that, we need to first define a function, define square. We should take one argument like this, and then it will return the square, x into x. And let me define another function, that is isEven. This function is basically used to filter out the even numbers. It is also take argument like this, and then it will check if that number is even or not, like this. If it is even, then it will return that number. And then let me use filter function to filter out the isEven. So list, then filter, then it will take the isEven function and the range. Our range is, in our case the range is 1 to 10, so here we need to pass 1 to 11. So this is all about filtering part by using filter function. After that we need to use this map function. It will take this square function, and then it will take the filter out values, that is all the even numbers. And let me print b. So if I run this code, so this is our expected answer. But here note that we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here we need 8 lines of code to implement this logic. But we can do it by using 2 lines of code by using this list comprehension concept. So let me first define the syntax of list comprehension. So within square bracket, we need to first pass the expression, and then we need to use the for loop, and then we can write our condition, and we can pass multiple condition like condition 1, condition 2, and so on. So let me implement the logic by using list comprehension. So first of all we need to pass the expression. In our case the expression is square, because ultimately we are going to return the square. And then let me use the for loop for x in range of 1 comma 11 in our case, and then let me write the condition. So the condition is if x modulus 2 equals to 0, or if the value of if the x value is even, then only we want to do this operation, that is x into x. And then let me store this. It will return a list, and let me store it in a, and then print this a like this. If I run this code, so here note that this is our expected output. And you can, not only that, you can pass multiple conditions. So let me pass another condition, if this number is even and also it is divisible by 3 also, like x modulus 3 equals to 0. So now if I run this code, so this is showing our expected output, that is only 36. So our next point is, what is the difference between map function and filter function? So remember that we have used this square function while implementing this map function, and we have used this is_even function while implementing this filter function. So in this square function we are doing some modification, and in this after modification we are returning the modified value of that particular value. So, and in this is_even function we are doing some filtering based on some condition, and then we are returning the same function. So here is the difference. Actually, the map function performs a transformation on the each item, and then it will return the modified value. And in the case of filter function, it filters down the values, and then it will return that particular value. So it is not that if I pass is_even function in this map function, while implementing this map function, if I pass is_even function, it is not that it will raise an error, but it will not give the expected output. So let me write here is_even. So if I run this code, okay, so here note that it is showing none, then 2, then none, then 2. So here in this is_even function, it will return the number if the number is even. Otherwise, it will skip the number in case of filter function. But if I use this is_even function in map, while implementing this map function, then it will return the even number. This is okay. So here note that all the even number is there, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. But in case of odd number, it is not going to skip that number, rather it will return the none value. Okay, so this is the problem. So it is not showing any error, but it is also not showing our expected output, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this is the difference. So in this session, our last function is reduce function. To understand it, let me take an example where you need to return the sum of the numbers from 1 to 5. So if I don't use this reduce function, then we can do it by using either some inbuilt sum function, or otherwise we can also do it by using for loop. So to do it, we need to write, first we need to define a number with 0, and then for I in range of 1,6, and then for each value of I, let me add that value with a, like a plus I, and finally let me print a, like this. So it is showing our expected output. But if you don't want to use this for loop explicitly, then you can use this reduce function. So this reduce function is present in functool module. So we need to first import that module, like import functool, like this, and then let me define a function like add. It will take x and y, and then it will return the sum of x and y, like this. And then let me print functool dot reduce, and then it will take the function name, that is add, and then it will take the range, that is in our case it is 1,6. So let me run this code. So it is showing our expected output. Actually the point is, this reduce function internally use the for loop, and the internal implementation of this reduce function is written in C programming language, so which is much faster than the for loop that we use in Python, like for I in range, like that.